Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the third lesson of the book Beehive, The Little Girl. It is written by Katherine Mansfield. Now, little girl, this lesson talks about the parenting. Means whenever as a child we always thought that whatever scolding that the parents are doing for us, it is not for our benefit, it is for their without reason getting angry with us. Actually the reason is that the parents they are willing to make your behavior better. They are willing to make your behavior better, and they want to make you a better human being in the society. So it is for this reason that they are always scolding you. But as a child we don't realize this. In this story we are going to get introduced with a child, and Katherine Mansfield exactly points out to this problem of the little children who think that parents are like demons. So let's see what she talks about. But let us first know who Katherine Mansfield was. Her actual name was Kathleen Mansfield Murray, who was born on 14th of October 1888 and died on January 1923. She was a prominent modernist writer who had born and brought up in New Zealand, and she wrote short stories and poetry under the pen name Kathleen Mansfield. Mansfield's first printed stories appeared in the High School Reporter and Wellington Girls High School magazine in 1898 and 1899. Her formerly first published story, His Little Friend, appeared the following year in a society magazine, New Zealand Graphic and Ladies Journal. She wrote in her journals of feeling alienated in New Zealand, and now she had become disillusioned because of the repression of the Maori people. When she was 19, she left colonial New Zealand and settled in England, where she became a friend of D.H. Lawrence, Virginia Woolf, Lady Ottoline Morton and others in the orbit of the Bloomsbury Group. Mansfield was diagnosed with pulmonary tuberculosis and in 1917, and she died in France aged 34. So at a very young age she died. So this is the author Katherine Mansfield. Now let us introduce with the story. So the title of the story refers to the main character that we will come across, the little girl named Kezia. The theme of the story is the relationship between the children and their parents, and the writer Kathleen Mansfield wants to tell us that children share a very important bond of love with their parents. Although when children are small, when they are young, they do not feel that their parents love them because their parents are strict and many actions of their parents seem unjustified. This is what we always think about our parents, that parents don't love us, parents are unjustly treating us. But this is not really the case. But as children grow up, they realize that all the acts done by the parents were beneficial for them. The parents were concerned for them, and beneath the strictness lies a heart full of love for the children. And this bond of love between parents and their children has been highlighted through this story. So there is actually a bond of love which we will gradually discover while studying this. So let's see. Let's start the story. Okay. Yes. So this story is about a little girl whose feelings for her father change from fear to understanding and will probably find an echo in everyone. So it is a story of all of us actually. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. Every morning before going to work, before he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with "Goodbye, father," and oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard of the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the long road. So in this story what we see is that in the introductory lesson the author is telling us that every morning this father of the little girl used to go to office, and the girl feels relieved because just her father left. So why the girl is feeling relieved? And that is the exact question what Kathleen Mansfield points out in this story. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. "Bring my tin to the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring my slippers." So when the evening, when the father figure comes, each and every time she orders everything to her mother, to her wife, like that. So that happens in each and every home almost. Kezia, mother would call to her. So mother would call to her the girl, Kezia, and if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. So each and every time the girl is reminded to be a good girl, and she is told to take off the father's boots. Slowly the girl would slip down the stairs more slowly, still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. So the girl gradually come across the hall and push open the drawing room door, and there for the first time on the day you would see the father. Now by that time he had his spectacles on and looked at over him in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. So the way the father is looking at the little girl is quite terrifying. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" So the father asked the little girl that whether she had been a good girl today or not, and tells her to pull off his boots. So that is a normal incident. "I don't know, father," and the girl is terrified. So there is a lack of understanding between the girl and the father we are seeing. "You don't know, if you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor." So the father gets angry because the girl is not speaking properly. And each and every time if we don't speak properly, our parents also scolds like this. "Why are you speaking like this? Speak like a normal child." So that's why here these parents is also doing that. "You don't know, if you stutter like that, mother will have you to take you to the doctor." And the reason why the children are fearing the doctor is because the doctor gives injections. That is the only fear that a child has. And she never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father because she was trying so hard to say the words properly. So the little girl never stuttered properly with other people because she has given it up, but only with father because she was trying so hard to say the words properly and she cannot say these words. "What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about?" "Mother, I wish you taught this kid not to appear to the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully." So the father is also angry. Okay, why is not speaking properly? And he blames the entire household for this, for not mending the behavior. Only father will mend the behavior, nobody else will. What is the reason? So he was so big, his hand and his neck, especially his mouth, when he yawned, thinking about him alone was like a thinking about a giant. So to this child, this father was nothing other than a giant-like figure. And that is exactly the problem. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face on the best cushion, sleeping soundly and snoring. So when in the Sunday afternoon, Sunday generally father stays at home, so the grandmother would tell, "Go and meet your father and mother and have a talk with her." That is a natural instinct. But this is what a modern family is. This is what exactly a modern family is. When the girl goes, nobody talks with the girl, and she sees that mother is reading the newspaper, the father is sleeping, nobody is talking with each other even, and there is no chance even to talk with the girl. So the girl waits when the father will talk with him, and she sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched and asked the time, and then looked at her. So she sat on a stool at that time, and he watched his father, and when he woke up, then just asked the time. Don't stare so, Kezia, you look like a little brown owl. So don't look like me like that. Why are you looking? That is also abnormal. So the father figure is constantly thinking that this girl is not behaving properly, but the father never realizes that it is he who doesn't give the time to the child, and the child is actually nervous even talking and mixing with her. So there is a large communication gap occurring between the girl and the father figure, and this father needs to understand this. So there is another incident which made the girl more fearful towards his father. What is the incident? So one day when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week. So she was not sent to school, she was catching cold, she caught a cold, and her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift or out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So the grandmother is constantly giving him constructive tasks to the little child. The reason is, if the constructive task is given to the little child, then the child will feel interested towards his father. So the grandmother is constantly trying to build up the relationship. But will the relationship really go? Let's see. So what the child is doing? The child is laboriously with a double curtain. The girl stitched 3 sides, but what to fill it with? So the girl stitched the cushion, but how to fill that one? That was the question. There was no cotton, there was no other stuff. So the grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into the mother's bedroom to look for scraps. So when the grandmother was out in the garden, the girl wandered into the mother's bedroom and saw what can be filled. So the bedroom, in the mother's bedroom, the father and mother together have a separate bedroom, and the child slept with the grandmother generally, and there were other servants in the house. So on the bed table, she discovered many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, and then sewed the 4th side. So the girl did not intended to do any mischief actually. This is not a mischief, this is just an idea. She just saw that some papers are there, so let's fill the stuff with the paper, and she sewed it up. And that night there was a hue cry in the house. Hue and cry means there was an angry protest from the father in the house. Why? Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally mother came into the Kezia's room. So the rooms were searched, okay, servants were questioned, and finally mother came out into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on the table in our room? Oh yes, she said, I tore them up for my surprise. And father used to work in the Port Authority, and he was about to give a speech, and he has written a speech actually. And that speech he was kept on the table, and that speech was torn away. So the entire effort made by the father was torn away, and the father was definitely very angry on this. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. So the speech was destroyed actually. Speech is inside the cushion, the entire speech. How pathetic. And for whom the cushion was built? The cushion was actually made for the father figure, and she was dragged down where father was practicing to and fro, hands behind his back. So she was immediately dragged into the room where father was actually pacing to and fro. He was moving tensely to and fro, here and there. And well, he said sharply, mother explained, and mother told that this child has done this. And the father was extremely angry. Did you do that? No, 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 she whispered. She was saying no, no, no like that. And father was so angry and so disheartened that he told his mother, "Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. See that the child's put to bed in this instant." So she told her mother to keep that, to bring that piece of cushion which she made, so that it can be recovered for some instants at least. Okay, and he perhaps recovered that, and she was crying because what she intended to give something better to this father, and that totally went wrong. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening make a sad little pattern on the floor. And then father came into the room with a ruler in his hand. So then father came into the room. "I am going to beat you for this," he said. So he is going to beat him, and the father beat his child. "Oh, no, no," she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside. "Sit up," he ordered, "and hold out your hands." So sit up now and hold your hands. You must be taught Okay. So the father was actually beating the child constantly, means the father was not satisfied what the child did, and he just wanted to teach him a lesson. And in order to teach him a lesson, what he did, he decided to beat the child. Yes. "I am going to beat you for this," he said. "Oh, no, no," she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. So the child hid under the bedclothes and said, "No, don't beat me." He pulled them aside. "Sit up," he ordered, "and hold out your hands. You must be taught at once and for not to touch what doesn't belong to you." So the father just wants to teach him a lesson. And "But it was for your birthday." Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Hours later, when grandfather had wrapped her in a shawl, rocked in her rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. And the fact that it was for his own birthday, the father figure didn't understand that even. And instead what the father did, the father beat the little girl with the ruler, and he was punished severely. "What did God make fathers for?" she sobbed. "So why did God make fathers?" "Here's a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose." So the grandmother said, "Here is a clean hanky, blow your nose. Go to sleep, pet. You will forget all about it in the morning." So in the morning you will forget all about it, what has happened. And this is what the nature of a child is. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen to it. So I tried to explain what happened, but he was too upset. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back, and a red color flew into her cheeks. So next time, whenever he saw her father, he knew that this man is going to beat me. The McDonald's live in the next door. So there is another neighbor who lived in the next door actually, and they were enjoying with their own children. The McDonald's lived next door. They have 5 children looking up through a gap in the fence, and the girl saw them playing tag in the evening. So the McDonald's family, they used to play with their child each and every day, and his father didn't play. The father with the baby Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran down and round the flower bed, shaking with laughter. Once he saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. So the boys, what they were doing, McDonald's family, they were enjoying themselves. But see the incidents, what is happening. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him. So this suggests that a boy is just doing mischief and the father is not mending the behavior. Why you should behave like that? So the little girl is thinking that the McDonald family is enjoying with the children, but actually the father is spoiling the child in the name of the game, which the father of the McDonald family doesn't understand. And but the girl, to this girl, it seemed that McDonald family father is good, my father is not good. And then she decided there were different sorts of fathers. So to this girl, she concluded that perhaps there are different sorts of father. Her father is not good. Suddenly one day mother became ill. Now this is another responsibility which came over the father figure. Fathers can become everything. They can also become mother to the child sometimes. And this is what she will become. Mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. So in the household, the little girl was left alone in the house with Alice the cook. And the little girl was alone in the house with the cook. Okay. Now the father will go to the office and that was all right in the daytime. So the fact is that the father figure is also there in the home and the child never considers that. But while Alice was putting her bed, she grew suddenly afraid. So when Alice was actually making the bed, the girl became afraid for what? For the nightmares. Each and every time the girl sees nightmare. And why? Because she is not sleeping peacefully. Because she constantly fears the father. It's a demon, it's a butcher like thing. And she asked, what will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked, I often have nightmares and then granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in dark, it all gets whispery. So in the dark, the girl constantly thinks that a ghost is coming. And then the maid said, you just go to sleep, child, said Alice, putting off her socks, and don't you scream and you wake your poor pa. So just don't scream and wake up your dad. You just go to sleep. So the cook will not have the same sympathy. But the girl is constantly seeing the nightmares. But the same old nightmare came, the butcher with a knife with a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile, while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma, and she woke shivered to see father beside her bed, a candle in his hand. So she only saw that father was beside her bed with a candle, and father came to the rescue. Now the voice was soft. What's the matter? He said. Oh, a butcher, a knife, I want granny. He blew out the candle. So the father blew out the candle, bent down and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. So the father took the little child to the big bedroom, and the father was also not happy that day because the mother figure was not there, her grandmother was not there. Now it's the responsibility of the father to take care of the child. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. So then carefully covered the child in the bed. He lay down beside the child. He half fell asleep, still with the butcher's smile all about it her seemed. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arms, held tightly to his shirt. So the father now took care like a mother. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still, and she felt the affection of the father by this for the first time. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. Just rub your feet. And for the first time, perhaps, father is also taking care like this, and for the first time, girl is also coming in close contact with the father. And this is how the relationship grew. So the girl was tired out, and the father was also tired out, and the girl was also. So the father was tired for the entire day's work. He slept before the little girl, and the father slept, and a funny feeling came to her over her. So the girl is now becoming like the mother figure of the father. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. He was harder than grandmother, but if it was nice hardness, so it was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work was to be tired to be Mr. McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writing, and she stood suddenly and sighed. So this father, who was actually not so big, who was not like a giant, suddenly she changed. The affection came, and the girl realized that the father is actually a very good figure. Perhaps he was too busy in her work to be a Mr. McDonald, but my father is good also. What is the matter? Asked her father. Another dream? So another dream did you saw? Oh, said the little girl, my head's out into your head, I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear. So the little girl said that I can feel your heart, I can hear it. And what a big heart you have got, father. That you take care of me, you take care of the entire family. And now the girl realized that all the scoldings was for a reason. Now she felt the father figure to be a loved one. So quickly let's get into the summary. So the little girl is a story of a little girl, Kezia, who misunderstood her father's strictness and usually remained scared of him. She kept a distance from him whenever he would be at home. She considered him to be a big as fat as giant, and she would often get nervous and stutter while talking to him. She longed for his love and affection like her neighborhood Mr. McDonald. Once she was kept indoors and she was affected by cold, and her grandfather suggested she make a gift for father's birthday next week. And they decided that Kezia would make a pincushion for him. Kezia made a beautiful pincushion, but she accidentally made a mistake. She filled it with bits of paper that she got by tearing her father's important speech. She was punished for that. This incident further estranged Kezia from her father. She would often look at her neighbors, the McDonalds, who was playing joyously in the lawn. Mr. McDonald was such a good father and played so lovingly with his children, and she wondered he might be a different sort of father. Once her mother fell ill and she was hospitalized, and she left alone home under the care of the cook. At night she had a nightmare and woke up screaming. She found her father standing up by her bedside. He picked her up and took her to the room. He tucked her up in his bed and soon fell asleep. Kezia felt secure lying near her father. She realized that her father was not as big as a giant. She felt the beating of her father's very large heart. Finally, she realized that father was a very loving and a generous heart. So this is the summary actually. Let's take the word meanings. A fear to the figured, word meanings and phrase. This is a phrase. It means a person to be feared. Glad sense of relief. Next meaning is glad sense of relief means feelings relaxed. Fainter and fainter, it means to lessen to or reduce. Slip down means come down quietly and unwillingly. Stutter means to stammer, to speak with pauses. Given it up means stop doing it. Wretched means unhappy or sad. On the brink of suicide means about to commit suicide. Gravely means seriously. Laboriously, it means with a lot of effort or difficulty. Wandered into means went into by chance. Hue and cry means angry protest. Clung means to attach yourself to something. Nightmare means a bad dream. Tucked up, it means covered up nicely in bed. Snuggled means moved into warm, comfortable position close to another person. So these are the word meanings, and I have given the exercises in the Google Classroom. So once you see the exercises about the little girl in the Google Classroom, study them hard and write the notes in the English copy. Read the text at once at home and listen to this lecture once, and then it will be an easier thing for you. Okay. So thank you students. Let me end this class.